You're watching Central GTS BKN. The following program has been classified.
Tonight, another setback for Whyalla Airlines, and vandalism tops $30,000 at Whyalla Civic Park. Good evening, you're watching Central News. I'm Kerry State. Also in tonight's bulletin, economic downturn impacts on Whyalla and the results on the Central Online poll on the GST. Whyalla Airlines' attempts to get back in the air have been dealt another blow. The Civil Aviation Safety Authority raising new concerns about the airline and grounding it indefinitely. Whyalla Airlines thought it would be cleared to fly again after addressing issues raised in a recent audit. But CASA says it now has concerns about the management and strategic direction of the company.
These are issues that will take Whyalla some time to address. We're certainly talking weeks, a number of weeks at the minimum.
Time which could force the airline to close.
Financially, it's hurting, and you know, you don't have to be blind Freddy to know that we can't keep going forever without operating.
CASA says it doesn't want to see Whyalla Airlines close, but it must be satisfied all operational standards are being met. However, the airline can't address CASA's concerns until it knows exactly what they are.
We've basically been hung without having a chance to even know what the allegations are while they run around trying to get their case together.
We're still putting it all together and we'll present it to Whyalla Airlines in a consolidated document very soon.
Meanwhile, the first report into the recent Whyalla Airlines crash, which killed 8 people, has been completed and will be released publicly next week.
I think what it tells us, though, is that there's nothing obviously majorly wrong with the aircraft that caused the accident.
But further investigations will look more closely at possible causes. The cost of vandalism to Whyalla's Civic Park has rocketed to $30,000. The park's been a target for vandals during the past 12 months, and council and police have had enough.
You could be mistaken for thinking a storm went through Civic Park, but the trail of destruction was deliberate. A group of teenagers and young adults have continuously caused trouble in the park, where they consume alcohol and often sleep overnight.
It's only one small group of people that continually go in there, and we know who the people are, but it's just a matter of catching them doing the damage at the time.
This week, $10,000 to $12,000 worth of mature trees were damaged in a senseless attack.
As you can see behind us here, there's one tree that's basically had every branch broken down and the tree is almost useless to us now.
These shrubs have been planted after existing plants were pulled out on a number of occasions. But the damage bill doesn't end here. Graffiti covers picnic tables and signs, the barbecue's been damaged, paving ripped up, irrigation and pumps stolen, and the lakes continuously littered.
People are missing out on improved facilities because we're having to spend the money repairing vandalism.
$60,000 has been spent on repairs during the past 12 months, $30,000 of that at Civic Park. However, this money could have been put towards a youth activity centre planned for the area. Police and council are putting in surveillance strategies, including extra patrols and plainclothes police. But meetings with the community involved will hopefully bring a solution.
I can assure them that our patience has run out, and we will now be taking fairly stringent steps to stamp this out.
We have a very, very small minority of absolutely mindless creatures out there that aren't interested in being part of a normal life and participating in the community. They just want to destroy everything that everybody else has.
Marty Westphalen, Central News.
The position for the Director of Fisheries is yet to be filled, despite former head of the department Dr Gary Morgan leaving in April. Primary Industries Minister Rob Kerham was forced to defend his department's actions in Parliament yesterday, but refused to release details of the contract termination. Executive Officer Dennis Mutton says Dr Morgan did not fit in with the new directions planned for fisheries management, despite having 2 years left of his contract. The opposition says keeping the matter secret heightens suspicions over Dr Morgan's departure. The fisheries sector has grown in recent times. Last year, aquaculture production rose by 23%, pushing South Australia ahead of Tasmania for the first time. A downturn of Whyalla's business economy has impacted on the socio-economic behaviour of consumers and businesses. Findings from a retail survey gap identified strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats to the sector.
Part of a report resulting from the gap analysis has been released, indicating factors affecting the retail and commercial sector. A survey supported by meetings with consumers and proprietors gives a better understanding of Wyalla's business industry.
Some of the problems found have been things from the consumer side of it. So it may be lack of service in a certain sector, availability of products, or just total ranges of products not available in Whyalla.
A declining population and reliance on industry are major contributors to Wyalla's downturn in retail activity. And although consumers recognise gaps, retailers also struggle in gaining resources to provide services.
Some industries in Whyalla that are having problems finding staff, qualified staff and things like that, and a lot of those issues have been brought out, and training requirements.
Every industry has been analysed with basic solutions recommended overall, but individual sectors will be made aware of gaps in their particular field.
Through the strategies and through the steering committee, we'll be able to bring about a lot better marketing mix in Whyalla so that we prevent a lot of the leakage that's going out of the city, and we also create Whyalla into a better shopping hub.
36 strategies have been recommended to overcome weaknesses in the retail and commercial sector, and the steering committee will address each issue in the next few months. Marty Westphalen, Central News.
And coming up after the break, the results of the Central Online poll on the GST.
A simple breakdown is about to become...
I'm supposed to meet my wife here. Doesn't ring a bell.
Kurt Russell's
I'm looking for my wife. I've never seen you before in my life.
worst nightmare. Sunday night, the suspense thriller of the year.
Get down on the ground!
He must find her
He's a fella looking for his wife.
before he loses his mind.
You better pray she's alive.
Breakdown premieres 8:30 Sunday on Central.
So you've got your ABN, but is your business really ready for the new tax system? Are you registered for GST?
Or are you looking to gain employment? Call the experts. York Peninsula Employment. Local staff with local knowledge, providing a local job network service and professional job matching. With a 19-year history of servicing the York Peninsula region, why go anywhere else? Who would you trust to meet your local needs? The locals, of course, York Peninsula Employment. Nobody knows the York Peninsula region like York Peninsula Employment. Why would you trust anyone else?
Now to the results of last week's poll. We asked whether you understand the GST better now than you did 6 months ago. Well, it seems we're still not sure what it's all about. 68% of respondents said no, they don't understand it any better, and that left just 32% satisfied. What do some of our viewers think?
No, precisely about the same, nothing.
Yes, I do. I still don't know as much as I'd like to know. I've tried to keep up with what's happening in the papers and try and understand it, but it's all a bit too much to handle at the moment. But I guess it's something that we're all going to have to adjust to because it's going to come in regardless, and I'll get used to it when it's there, I guess.
The only thing I do know something about is beer's going to go up. And I don't know what it's going to go up, but it's going to go up fairly high.
I thought that when the GST came that everything was going to go up, nothing was going to go down, and I know now that things are going to be the same, or they're going to go down, or they're going to go up. And that's good, I suppose.
Definitely, just through reading the papers and things like that, and with the shopping guides and things that they've brought out, for sure. But I'd still like to know a fair bit more, and I suppose we'll just cross that bridge when we come to it.
No, I have no idea about the GST whatsoever. Can't work nothing out how it works or anything. I don't know whether we'll be better off or not when it comes in.
Being a first business owner this financial year, I've made it a point to try and work out what's happening with the GST. It's quite a daunting task, but next year hopefully it means I can get through.
Well, turning to this week's question now, and we look at needle exchange programs. Needle exchange allows people who are drug dependent to obtain a free shot at a health clinic. Those against the move say this is not helping the addicts, it simply lets them stay drug dependent. Others feel it's a way of stopping drug users from using dirty needles, which in turn protects the public. What do you think? Do you agree with the programs? Have your vote on www.centralonline.com.au or write to us here at Central Television, 76 Wandera Road, Port Pirie. 6 trucks drove into Port Augusta yesterday as the fight against the federal government's beer excise tax continues. Drivers meeting with local publicans as the protest gains momentum.
A line of trucks slowed traffic yesterday. The Australian Hotels Association shouting out for people to protest against the new proposed tax on beer.
Hopefully it brings up public awareness that we are trying to fight what the government are trying to do. Hopefully we can succeed and, you know, make it a bit easier for the worker. I mean, the worker's the one that's suffering. As I said, they're the ones paying the taxes all the time. It's about time they looked at someone else.
In regional communities like Port Augusta, pubs form a social livelihood for many residents. Local publicans say the beer excise will change this and believe it's not too late to stop the tax.
I think they're cutting their own throat. It's just a cost of the product is just unwarranted. It's killing the industry.
We'll suffer because the people on retired or on pensions or whatever, they've only got so much to spend, and if the beer's going to keep going up, they're only going to spend the same sort of amount, and they'll be struggling. So their leisure time, I suppose you would say, will be cut in half.
For publicans, the problem is more than social livelihood. The increase will lead to a loss of jobs and perhaps even pressure some pubs to close.
We have to look at our overheads, and if it's cutting staff for us to survive, well, we'll have to do it. It's awful to do.
I sincerely hope common sense prevails and they do change it. Otherwise, God, it's just a catastrophe.
Local federal member for Grey, Barry Wakeland, supports the tax, saying it's simply part of the new tax system. The federal government still needs to pass the beer excise through the Senate. Angela Cameron, Central News.
And after the break, we'll have news from Broken Hill with Anna Vlark.
What you got there? You been digging?
Monday.
You got a ball? Huh?
Meeting the family was never meant to be like this.
These are human bones.
I know, that's my Uncle Pinto.
A family reunion on Dama and Greg, Monday. Classifieds, dirt circuit car racing, Yorkey's Crossing Raceway, Sunday 25th of June. Practice 10:30, racing 11:30. Openwheelers, modifieds, Datsuns, ladies. Adults $4, concession $2, families $10. Full canteen available. 10 minutes from town along Woomera Road. No eskies, please. Great family entertainment. Car run leaves Solly School, 9:30, Sunday 25th of June. Barbecue, trash and treasure, displays. Great family event for Pirie. Everyone welcome. Spice Cadena pre-GST winter sale now on. Selected fashion reduced up to 50%. Beat the GST, shop now. Spice Cadena. Dumb and Dumber featuring Jacko and Warwick Capper, June 29th, Solomontown Football Clubrooms. Bookings at Club after 5. 8632-3615. Meal included. Caravans wanted urgently. Any condition, any age. 14 foot to 40 foot long. We come to you in your area soon. 4-spot cash now. Ask for Happy Terry on 8262-6669. Business hours. Or 8255-9225 after hours. Trained to work front of house in the hospitality industry. Bar and waiting skills. Spencer Institute of TAFE Cadena. 1-800-813-439. Advancing Whyalla thanks all the volunteers in the Whyalla community for their contribution to Whyalla, a great place to live. Tandera Craft Village, Saturday 24th, Sunday 25th, 10 to 4. Specialty shops, Vintage Car Club Rally Sunday, barbecue tea rooms. Whitedale Calisthenics demonstration on Sunday. 20% to 50% off all gifts and craft. Beat the GST. Essington Gallery, 85 Essington Lewis Avenue, Whyalla. Cash card only. Auction, antiques, furniture, collectibles, linen, cutlery, sundries, too numerous to mention. Friday 30th of June 11, 303 The Terrace, Port Pirie. Further details 8633-1633.
Girls, eating Tim Tams in your Jim Jams, good one. Look what I find for you, darling. I'm fine.
3 wishes.
Girls, we've got company. I wish you'd dressed up for us.
I wish you were on the other side of the world. Oops. You better wish him back. Call from Vladivostok.
Honest Tim Tam, what more could you want?
family tracing and reunion service for the stolen generation is now operating in South Australia. The SA Link program is touring the region on a publicity campaign, letting Indigenous people know about the new service.
The Bringing Them Home report and a national inquiry sparked the Link Up program, which is aimed at reuniting family members of the stolen generation. In South Australia, it's been running for about 5 months. Yesterday, caseworkers Vicky Dodd and Joy Coomer were in Port Lincoln talking with community members about the service and what it provides.
I'm a caseworker. I deal with the hands-on. I do the hands-on, I do the research and do the reunion as well.
The Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Commission funds the program. Ms Dodd says so far the response from regional communities has been very positive. That's because there's never been a project like this, which is specifically designed to help those Indigenous Australians who make up the stolen generation.
We also rely heavily on the stolen generation counsellors throughout the state to assist us and to provide a quality service to members of the stolen generation.
The publicity drive travels to the Spencer Gulf next week, with information sessions being held in Whyalla, Port Augusta and Port Pirie.
So we'll be doing the same thing that we've done here, talking to the community, getting the information out there, the correct information, and letting them know all about us and what we can do.
Information on the Link Up program is also available by calling 8223 5217. Anna Marola, Central News.
Passengers travelling to Whyalla on a Kendall Airlines flight were diverted back to Adelaide last night after an unclear runway prevented them from landing. A grounded aircraft warning the incoming flight of kangaroos on the airstrip. As the Kendall aircraft approached the city just after 7, it was warned off the kangaroos invading the strip. The plane circled the city several times but returned to Adelaide where passengers disembarked. The idea of staying in Adelaide was considered, but after friends and relatives were informed, passengers reboarded the aircraft and left for Whyalla. On return, the plane circled the airstrip before landing just after 10 p.m. Broken Hill's hopes for the re-establishment of a blood bank have been dashed, but the city's been promised a tried and tested alternative as a way forward.
19 community and health service representatives met with Australian Red Cross Blood Bank officials Mark Dean and Mark Newton to discuss the possibility of reopening Broken Hill's blood bank, which closed 2 years ago. Last month, Health Minister Craig Knowles reassured the city it would see the return of a blood service, but talks today revealed a traditional blood bank is out of the question due to staffing and funding restraints. Instead, routine blood and blood products will continue to come from Sydney and other capitals, and an emergency donor panel will be established.
That involves the creation of a group of committed donors who will be available should they be needed in the case of an emergency.
Details of day-to-day running are yet to be finalised.
It'll be owned by the community but facilitated by the Red Cross. We will oversee the establishment, we will provide all the necessary support, provide all the consumables.
It's anticipated the service described as the current best practice model, which has been adopted by Mount Isa and Queensland, will be established by October 1.
So we're giving ourselves a period of 3 months to work on the detail and to work with the people here to establish the exact protocols as to how it'll function.
The announcement received a mixed reaction from community leaders and campaigners who've been pushing for a resolution.
There was some dissatisfaction expressed that the blood bank wouldn't be opening in its previous form, but some appreciation and understanding and gratitude for the fact that we've come here and that we are proposing a way forward which will involve the community and will provide the people of Broken Hill the opportunity to be blood donors.
Anna Vlark, Central News.
And Dave will be with you after this short break to see how the weather's shaping up for the next few days.
Congratulations to our Round 15 regional winners in Central Online's footy tipping competition. For Port Pirie District's Matthew McMahon, in Port Augusta, Corn Hawker region, Tom Dorr. For Whyalla Iron Knob, Anthony Travers. Port Lincoln and Lower Eyre Peninsula, John Warren. Broken Hill, Rob Treneman. Mid-North York Peninsula Districts, Jackie Krieger. With over 4,000 entries, it's still not too late to join and bag a prize. Enter next round and play Central Online's Footy Tips 2000.
need help finding the best value insurance?
Worry producers, do you require extra help with your business? The answer may be a subsidised trainee. The Office of Employment and Youth has made available through the government. Everything in store is discounted. Don't miss a good read at a great price. Meg's Bookshop, Port Pirie. Patterson's huge clearance sale is on now. Big savings on quality cast and timber beds. Available in all sizes, many colours. This queen-size Federation bed, just $3.99. Queen-size Heart, wrought iron, timber post, only $3.99. This provincial cast bed, only $3.99. And this provincial cast and timber post bed, a mere $3.99. Race into Patterson's, Port Pirie, for huge savings on beds, huge selection in all sizes and colours. Don't forget to ask about 24 months interest-free terms.
Proudly brought to you by Evans Hourglass Jewellery. 9-carat gold ID necklace handcrafted in their own manufacturing store. Exclusive to Evans Hourglass Jewellery.
And welcome back. Due to some technical problems tonight, we don't have our normal weather maps, but Dave's with us for a quick look at the weather.
Thanks, Kerry. Our picture tonight was taken from the shacks overlooking Piemore Beach near Tickerett. Thanks to Rowan Hoskins of Port Pirie for this great shot. The temperatures today range from a high of 19 in Port Pirie, 17 in Broken Hill, and just 13 in the Clare Valley. To the regional reports, Western Agricultural. Fine apart from isolated morning showers about southern Eyre Peninsula, morning fog patches. Northwest Pastoral, fine and cool to mild and sunny with light to moderate west to northwesterly winds. Northeast Pastoral again, fine and cool to mild. Winds will be light to moderate west to northwesterly. Northern Agricultural, fine apart from isolated morning showers in the Mid-North District and isolated early morning frost and fog patches expected. Cool to mild with light to moderate winds, west to northwesterly. Central districts now cool with isolated showers and early morning fog patches, light to moderate west to northwesterly winds freshening. Broken Hill, fine and cool, except for southwesterly winds easing. To the outlooks, Western Agricultural, fine and cool to mild and mainly sunny on Saturday. Sunday, fine, although cloud will increase. And for Monday, fine and mild at first, but cloud also increasing. Northwest and northeast pastoral now, Saturday and Sunday, fine and mild and mainly sunny with winds light. Monday, a fine day expected. It'll be mild with increasing high cloud also expected. Northern Agricultural, Saturday, local morning frost and fogs, then fine and cool to mild. Sunday, early morning frost, then fine and cool. Monday, isolated early morning frost and fogs, then fine and mild. Central districts, Saturday becoming fine after isolated early showers. Sunday, cool to cold at first with isolated frost and fog patches. Then for Monday, fine at first with cloud increasing. Broken Hill for Saturday, fine and mainly sunny and a cool day with winds will also be light. On Gulf waters, west to northwest winds around 10 to 15 knots, reaching 15 to 20 knots. Seas around 1 metre, reaching 1.5 to 2 metres in the south. Swells of 2 to 3 metres in the Spencer Gulf. The outlook northeast to northwesterly winds. Overnight down to a chilly 4 degrees in the Clare Valley and 9 in Port Lincoln and Port Pirie. Tomorrow 18 on the way for Port Augusta and Whyalla, 17 in Broken Hill and Port Lincoln and 14 for the Clare Valley. And that wraps up tonight's weather. Kerry.
And thanks, Dave. Just before we leave you tonight, more than 50 organisations were represented at a Merrill morning tea, recognising the endless efforts of Whyalla's volunteers. As part of Volunteer Week, Advancing Whyalla organised a get-together to recognise the time and energy put into the city. And we all know many organisations wouldn't survive without volunteers, so certainly well-deserved recognition. We'll have more news, sport and weather at the same time tomorrow. From the news team, good night.
Stand by for 2 weeks of mind-blowing entertainment, plus your chance to share in thousands of dollars in prizes with Central's Watch and Win competition. All you have to do is look out for the Watch and Win symbol each night. From 6 p.m, the symbol will appear in 3 programs throughout the night. Once you've seen the symbol 3 times, simply ring 1902 555 914 and give your name, address, telephone number and the 3 programs in which you saw the symbol appear. Telephone lines will be open until 9 a.m. the next day. Central's Watch and Win. Congratulations to last night's Watch and winners. Carol Teague of Orroroo has won a TX CD player. Katie Wade of Broken Hill has won a Sunbeam snack maker. And Kathy Hogan of Port Lincoln has won a $100 sports scene voucher. All entries go into the major draw. Central's Watch and Win.
The 12th Annual Kidney Car Rally is all set to go. August 17 to 26, and you could join in the adventure of a lifetime. 10 days of fun and challenge from Mudgee to Forbes via the Birdsville track. Outback excitement will be brought to life when you visit the Great Simpson Desert. The Australian Kidney Foundation raised funds to help research kidney disease and promote organ donation. It's a great event for a great cause. There's even a Just Cruising category, following a social course that's full of fun and spectacular scenery. For more information on the 12th Annual Kidney Car Rally, call 1800 199 299 now.
At 7 o'clock, home and away. At 7:30 in Stormforce, survivors tell of a horrifying hurricane experience. At 8:30 ER. At 9:30 the AFL footy show. At 11 o'clock in Felicity, a comedy of errors when Felicity takes in a dirty stray dog named Lucky.